Hello, Adams. So today we're going to move on to the second part of our Middle Ages unit, and we are going to read Chapter 10, and here is your vocab for Chapter 10. Emerged is a noun, and that means developed. Dominated is a noun, and that means ruled. Caravans is a noun, and that's a group of merchants traveling together. Merchants is a noun, and those are people who buy and sell things for profit. Diverse is an adjective, and that means including many different kinds. Monotheistic is an adjective, and that means believing in a single God, so just one. Arid is an adjective, and that means very dry. A shrine is a place that people visit to worship a god or remember a religious figure. Domestication is a noun, and this is the process of training animals to live with or work for people. And conquests is a noun, and those are the acts of acquiring things or places through force. So our big question for Chapter 10 is, how can we describe the environment into which Muhammad was born? The Middle Ages Unit 2 revealed a time in Western Europe when the Christian Church slowly replaced the Roman Empire. You learned about the extraordinary power of the Church and its complex relationship with rulers and the nobility. While Western Europe became Christian, other powers and ideas arose in the rest of the former Roman Empire. In the East, a new religion emerged, Islam. From the 7th century CE, the followers of this religion, Muslims, created enormous empires that lasted hundreds and hundreds of years. Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was born hundreds of years after Jesus, but both men had such a tremendous influence, shaping the world in which we live. Today, Christianity and Islam are the two largest religions in the world. More than half of the world's population, over 4 billion people, is either Christian or Muslim. The Byzantine Empire in Arabia. Muhammad was born at a time of enormous change. The Roman Empire had dominated for centuries. It had covered land that more than 40 different countries occupy today. Europe, large parts of Africa, and the Middle East were all once part of the Roman Empire. Many believed it would last forever. And this is a map of the Roman Empire in 117 CE. They were wrong. The Roman Empire became too big to govern, splitting into two. Over time, the Western Empire collapsed and medieval Europe emerged. In the East, the empire continued for 1,000 years under a different name, the Byzantine Empire. Muhammad was born in Arabia, a part of the world greatly influenced by the Byzantine Empire. Arabia benefited from Byzantine trade. For many centuries, the West had traded with the East. Trade ran along the famous Silk Road from Western Europe all the way to India and China. Although travel would take months or even years, caravans and ships endlessly carried glass, cloth, and silver and gold to the East and brought back silk and spices in return. People then, like today, wore clothes made in China, although Chinese silks were affordable only to the wealthiest. Trade across the empire, including along the Silk Road, benefited the people of Arabia. Arabians also traded with people outside of Arabia, many becoming merchants with their own trade caravans. Some became very wealthy. This is a map showing how that one empire split into two. So this is the Byzantine and the Persian empires from the 6th century CE. But not all of the contact with the Byzantines was positive. As was typical at the time, the Byzantines were always looking to conquer new territories and become more powerful and influential. They waged war against rival empires and used smaller, less powerful nations to help them. One of the biggest rivals of the Byzantine Empire was the Persian or Sasanian Empire. The Roman Empire had fought the Persians for hundreds of years, with constant battles and wars. The Byzantine Empire carried on the struggle. Trade was one of the reasons they fought. Both empires wanted to control the taxes from trading. Arabia was wedged exactly between the Persian and Byzantine empires, often caught in the middle of the two rivals. This was a challenging position. And this is a picture of a gold coin from the Byzantine Empire. Arabia. Arabia was a very diverse place. As people traveled, trading between the West and the East, some settled in Arabia. These included Christians and Jews who believed in one God. They were monotheistic. There were also people who were polytheistic. Most people in Arabia lived in tribes without a formal government. Each tribe was divided into many clans. Tribes were family-based. You were born into a particular clan within a particular tribe. Clans would often fight one another, but they would also band together to fight other tribes. Your fate was tied to others in your tribe or your family. If your clan or tribe became richer or more successful, you would find your fortunes rose or fell with theirs. This is a silver coin from the Persian Empire. Some of the Arabian tribes founded towns such as Mecca in Western Arabia, which was important for two reasons. First, it had a water well. Life was harsh and dangerous in the arid Arabian climate, and without a regular supply of water, families could not survive and settle in one place. As a result, most people were nomadic. But in Mecca, because of the water, they could stay in one place. That made Mecca a perfect town for people to settle. Second, Mecca held a famous shrine worshipped by the local polytheists. The Kaaba, a tribe called the Quraysh, looked after the Kaaba and traded with other towns. One day, toward the end of the 6th century CE, a boy was born into that tribe. His name was Muhammad. Camels. Camels are perfectly suited to arid climates. They can store water for days, and their humps contain fat for nutrition if they cannot get food. Sometime around 100 BCE, the North Arabian saddle was invented. This allowed camels to be used for fighting and for carrying heavy packs for trade. Without the invention of the saddle and the domestication of camels, the Islamic empires may never have existed because trading and later conquests were essential to the spread of Islam. In North Africa, the Middle East, and Central Asia, camels are still used today for transporting goods. Fun fact, camels have a very effective way of keeping unwanted people away. They mix the half-digested contents of their stomachs with their saliva and then spit it all over you. All right, number 1. What religion did Western Europe follow after the fall of the Roman Empire? Number 2, what new religion emerged in the area that used to be a part of the Eastern Roman Empire? So which one was the new religion? Number 3, who was the founder of Islam? Number 4, over half the world's population is either Christian or Muslim. Number 5, there were blank Muslims at the time Jesus was born. Number 6, many people believed the Roman Empire would last forever. Number 7, an empire was as easy to rule as a country was. Number 8, the trade route between Europe and Asia is known as the blank road. Number 9, what kinds of goods were carried west by caravans? 10, what two empires fought to control the taxes from trading? 11, Arabia was a very diverse place. 12, monotheistic means believing in one God. What do you think polytheistic means? 13, what was the city of Mecca not known for? 14, living in an arid climate is harsh and dangerous. And last but not least, number 15, the North Arabian saddle helped Islam spread through trade and military. All right, you've got a lot of questions today. Be sure you go back in that text and find the answers and use the headings to help you find the correct section. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you for the next lesson. Bye, Adams.